Hello everyone, welcome to the Learning Cubicle. In the last class, we have learnt about velocity and the comparison of speed and velocity, right? While we were learning that, we have come across something called average velocity, right? So there we have discussed that average velocity, we have added up all the velocities and then divided it with the number of velocities that you have taken, which eventually averaged out to 0, because for every Vn you have a minus Vn. So it averaged out to 0. So how to define average velocity? If you remember, while we were learning speed and different types of speed, there we have learnt about average speed. So average speed was defined as the total distance covered by the body, the total time, in some time, okay? So total distance by total time was average speed. Since speed deals with the distance, whereas velocity, we know it is associated with displacement. So when average speed is total distance covered by the body divided by the total time, average velocity will be the total displacement of the body, by the total time taken. So this is what we call as average velocity. So average velocity is the total displacement of the body by total time taken. And in the previous class, when we were learning about the comparison, or when we are comparing speed and velocity, we came across average velocity there, and we discussed that it is the sum of all the velocities divided by the time, total number of velocities. So average velocity can also be written as initial velocity by final velocity by 2. Means I'm adding up all the velocities, whatever velocities are there, I'm adding them up and dividing them by the number of velocities. So average velocity is equal to total displacement of the body by total time taken, or it is the sum of initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. Now when do we use this and when do we use that? That we use it when we know the displacement of the body in different parts. Like if we remember, while we were talking about average speed, we have discussed an example of you starting from your house to going to your friend's house, which is 180 kilometers away. You used a cab, then you took a train, then you took a cab again, and then reached your friend's house. So when you know the different displacements and the times taken, this is what we use. And what about this one? Suppose you are traveling from a point A, or a body is traveling from point A to point B, okay? And there is an intermediate point, say some P, okay? So you have taken, say, half of the time to travel this distance and half of the time for this distance. In the sense, the displacement I am talking about, because it's in one direction, the same direction. So when you're taking half of the time from A to P and another half of the time you're taking from B to B, that is when you use this. Suppose half of the time you travel with a velocity u and the remaining half of the time you have traveled with a velocity v, then that is when you actually use this expression of u plus v by 2. Or suppose there is another point C, then in that case, suppose 1/3 of the time you have traveled this distance, this displacement, and 1/3 of the time this displacement, another 1/3 of the time this displacement, then it will be some u plus v plus w by 3. So that's how it goes on when you are taking equal intervals of time for covering various displacements or for having various displacements. So this is what we know about the velocity. Similarly, like how we have learnt in speed about instantaneous speed, we also can discuss instantaneous velocity. So the primary condition for this is the body should be moving in only one direction. Okay? And the velocity of the body can be changing. It may be more sometime and less some other time. It should be going with some variable velocity. Variable velocity in the sense I am talking about the direction. It should be going in only one direction, but its magnitude can change. Then the velocity of a body at any instant during its course of motion in a particular direction is what we call instantaneous velocity. Okay? Like for example, a body is moving in a straight line. And if you check this velocity of the body at any particular instance during its course of motion, we call that as instantaneous velocity. Now we shall learn about uniform and non-uniform velocity, like how we discussed in case of uniform and non-uniform speed. Just the same way we will be learning about uniform and non-uniform velocity, right? So let us see what is uniform velocity. So when you know about uniform speed, it's quite easy to understand what uniform velocity is. Uniform speed, we discussed that when a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be moving with uniform speed. But what about uniform velocity then? When a body has equal displacements in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be moving with uniform velocity. I repeat it, when a body has equal displacements in equal intervals of time, then the body is said to be moving with uniform velocity. Now let's learn what is non-uniform velocity. So we have learnt non-uniform speed as well. There we have learned that when a body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time or equal distances in unequal intervals of time, then the body is said to be moving with non-uniform speed. The same thing can be applied over here, but substitute the word distance with displacement. That is, when a body has unequal displacements in equal intervals of time or equal displacements in unequal intervals of time, then the body is said to have non-uniform velocity. So uniform velocity, it is equal displacements equal intervals of time. Whereas non-uniform velocity, unequal distances, unequal displacements in equal intervals of time or equal displacements in unequal intervals of time. Both of these cases we can call it as a non-uniform velocity. Now there is another one to this. Let us take an example of the fan, the blades of a ceiling fan. When you turn on the fan and run the fan at a particular speed by adjusting the regulator, the blades of the fan cover equal distances in equal intervals of time, isn't it? They cover one complete circle in a fixed time because it's going at the same speed. So every blade of the fan maintains that. That means they are covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, which is called as uniform speed. Now, why are we talking about that? When we are talking about velocity, why are we talking about distances? Right, I'm coming to that. Now, when the blades are moving, suppose this is the hub of the fan and you have one blade here, you have another blade here, and you have another blade here, right? So the blades are rotating. So they go this way, and then this way. So they keep rotating. So every blade covers this distance in a particular time. So it has a uniform speed. That means they are covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. But if you look at the motion of the blades, at every instant or at every point in their rotation, they have a different direction. For example, if the blade is over here, this is its direction. And if it comes over here, then this is its direction. And if it comes over here, this is its direction. So, though it is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, but the direction is changing. So, we call it as non-uniform velocity. We call it as non-uniform velocity because we are not concerned about the magnitude over here. We are talking with respect to the direction. So, when a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, but the direction is not the same, then even then we can call that as non-uniform velocity. Thank you.